All right, y'all. We got a new episode of the Shro Bang Show, live from Rated R Studios. Man, we got a special guest by the name of JBAR,
Yes, sir.
and we got our regulars. Man, we got EDJ,
What's going on?
and we got my dog Rowdy Ray.
What's happening?
So this is really like our first interview, for real, and yeah, man, it's dope. We got a special guest, JBAR. I mean, me and you go back.
Yeah, long way.
Long way, man.
Yeah.
Atlanta, about what, 06? 06.
It was kids. It was like I was a kid.
Yeah,
Like, I
in the
was like,
summers, dog. T.I. just dropped King.
Yeah.
We was kicking it.
Yeah, it was chilling. It was fun. Got a lot of stories.
Tope. But I feel like everybody knows Soulja Boy's story. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody knows, you know, his impact and his story, where everything came from with him. But what about JBAR? Like, how did you get here? How did you? What was your I don't know, Ravion. What's the
his course?
your origin, your beginning, your genesis.
Yeah.
Well, you was basically there when I first started. Like, because remember back when I was at Mike's house, me and Darby and Mike, we went to the studio and recorded that song. It's called "Don't Go."
And Mike is my cousin, Darby my cousin. So his best friend happens to be my cousin. So that's how we linked up in the first place.
Yeah. So we had that song "Don't Go."
Yeah.
And then it was just like, cool, I recorded a song.
So that was your first time in the studio?
Yeah, like that was my first time recording the song. Like,
Period.
I had been in the studio before with my god brother Dan, because his family does music. They in the music industry,
Right.
so we used to just always go. But that was my first time actually recording. So like, it was fun. And then like maybe like my 11th grade year of high school, I met Soulja Boy, and he was like coming out with Crank That. It was like hot online. Then he got signed. Then he went on tour and stuff. And then by my senior year, he was like on the Scream tour. He asked me to go on tour with him and stuff, but I couldn't go because my parents would let me. Cause I had
But how did the friendship of that happen?
Oh.
So what was that? You meeting Soulja Boy?
So I had a clothing line called JBAR Clothing and Cubic Clothing, and I was friends with a dude named Q, and he was like the youngest promoter in the city. I guess I was the youngest kid in the city that had a clothing line, and I guess Soulja was like the youngest, hottest rapper out right then.
Right.
And like Q linked me up with Miami Mike, and Miami Mike started. He introduced me to Soulja Boy because he was managing both of them at the time. And then he was just like, "Oh, you're the youngest person doing this. I'm the youngest person doing that." And it's just like we just clicked like that. Cause like I wasn't even thinking about music.
For all you upcoming artists, that is how networking goes. That's how you network right there.
Yeah. So it worked. It happened like that. Like cause like I had stopped. Like after I made that one song, like I always wanted to do music, but I never thought that it was actually gonna work. Cause I was like, nobody really actually makes it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like a dream. But it actually worked. I was like, oh shoot, like, well, I stopped doing music. I stopped doing clothing, and I started doing music full time. Because I messed around and recorded another song at home on GarageBand, because I got a computer for my birthday, for my 16th birthday.
Oh yeah.
And so he liked it. He was like, you need to keep recording. So I just kept recording, and then next thing you know, I was just part of the SOD Money Gang. It was me, Soulja, A-Rap, and then Q. And then Q wasn't a rapper. He was just part of the thing.
Yeah, he was just there for energy,
Yeah.
like the energy. Yeah.
And then it just took off from there. Like after I graduated, like I was during my senior year of high school, I was like going out doing shows with Soulja on the weekend, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I might miss school, like I might miss like a Friday, or I might miss a Monday at school, and like I just be on the road. Like,
So how did you even think to stay the course for school? Because a lot of people would be like, well, I linked up with Soulja Boy, nigga, I'm on.
Oh,
because you got to realize, like, Soulja Boy is at the height of his powers at that time. Like, he's bubbling. That is that before Crank That? That's before Crank That and everything?
Crank That was hot. It was like, it just got hot. Like,
yeah.
By the time I was a senior, like, I met him, like, the end of my 11th grade year of high school, like, that summer. So, we was friends during, he was recording the album. Like, he got signed to College Park. And then after that summer, he signed to Interscope. And that's when they took it to the next level. Like, matter of fact, he got signed during that summer. And he shot the Crank That video. Like, I'm there through all this. Like, there through the album being recorded, the video Crank That got shot, and then he went on tour. And then school started, and then I was just like, oh. That was fun. Like, oh, that's my friend. Like, cool. Nobody would just believe it. They're like, you ain't friends with no Soulja.
Right.
And then I started being like in the YouTube videos because he ended up buying a house in Douglasville, like near Douglasville. So it's just like I lived in Douglasville at the time, so I was just like, oh, this is perfect. Like, you live down the street from me, bro. Like, so he used to come pick me up from school and stuff. Like, I used to get to school at 12 o'clock because I had like co-op, so he used to have to go to work at 12. But you know, I don't know. I used to go chill with Soulja and go to the studio. So yeah, like even though he was hot, like I used to go on the road with him and whatnot, and then it just wasn't like I couldn't just drop out of school because I wasn't hot. You know, so just because you around somebody that's hot don't necessarily mean you actually go make it. It'd be a lot of people around, so it's just like it wasn't like a for sure thing.
So now you're affiliate of SOD Money Gang.
Mm-hmm.
So how did the classic Days come about? Everybody know Days, man. Like, how did that come? How did that happen? What made you write that? How did that come about?
It just came about like we was on tour. Like this is like 2008. Like I'm fresh out of high school. I graduated, and we was on his second album tour, his I Soulja Boy Tell Him tour. And I was just in the back of the tour bus. I used to listen to like Gorilla Zoe, Lil Wayne, like all these people was hot at the time. And like I was like, man, I need a song that's hot like this, like that Gorilla Zoe. I think I'm losing it song.
Right.
Like I used to listen to that all the time.
Hard.
And I was like, man, so I need a song that's like a hit like this. And then my homie Super said he just sent me a pack of beats, like 3 or 4 beats, and the Days beat was one of them. And it was just like something just drew me to it. I just wrote the song. I was like, man, I'm in the days, walking around. And it just like happened. I just had the hook. I only wrote the hook. So when I was on tour, I had to wait till I got off tour to go record it. It was like we was on tour from like November to December maybe.
Okay.
And like maybe like the week of Christmas, the week before Christmas or whatever, I recorded it. And then like the Christmas day, I let them hear it because I had just recorded it.
Right.
And then at the studio, like I didn't really think it was gonna do nothing. Like I didn't think it was like this is a hit. Like I was just like, oh, this is a little catchy little hook. And I couldn't think of no verses. And I had like all my homies in the studio. My homie Dan was there, Kevlar was there, my homie Skrilla was there. I had like 4 different people on the song. I couldn't think of my verse in time, so I was just like, y'all just do the verses. It's whatever. We're gonna do whatever with this song. Y'all can have it. And then I started listening to the hook again. I was like, nah. I said, this might be something. I went back to the studio. I took everybody off. I was like, oh, y'all gotta get off. I left Dan on there. And then it was just me and Dan. And it was just Days. I had wrote my verse. And then I played it for Soulja. He was like, man, this is a hit on Christmas Day. And I was like, bet. So I went back home. And I was just feeling good. I was like, ooh, I might actually make it. Like,
right.
Why not just be Soulja Boy's friend and just dancing beside him all the time?
Right.
Because like when I graduated high school, I went straight on the road with him like full time. And like maybe the week after graduation, I was like on TV. Like I did One Season Park with him. It was like all this stuff that happened was some like now or never type stuff. It was like, okay, we've been to do One Season Park. We shot the Don't video. He was like, yo, you want to be in the Don't video? I was like, yeah. It was like, okay, well, this is your time to shine. Like, go get some white Air Force Ones and like put on this shirt. And I took the flight to LA, got some white Air Force Ones and put on a little Don't shirt.
Mm-hmm. That's the time where everything was extra large, XXX.
Everything was tall
tees.
Yeah, tall tees, like 3X, 4X, whatever biggest like t-shirt you can get, we had to have it.
Hell yeah.
So like, got the shirts, got the shoes and whatnot. And then I was just in the video. Like, we had to come up with a dance on the spot because this label was like, this need a dance too, because, Crank That was coming off a dance. So it was like, we need a dance for this video. So we ended up having to make up a dance there. Like, and we made that little dunk dance we was doing in the video. That on the spot.
Hell yeah.
Like, it was like some on the spot shit. We had like 10 minutes. It was like, okay, cool. So we did that. Then like the same day, we had to do One Season Park live. Like, because it was BET Award weekend.
Right.
So I'll be backstage. I'm just thinking like, cool, they finna go perform on TV live. And then Soulja was like, it was like 5 minutes. It was like, you about to be on in 5 minutes. You gonna go on stage and perform live on TV. And Soulja was like, cool. He said, JBAR, you wanna come out? I was like, shit, like I don't know, like I never like I went on stage with him before, like during school, but it was like never no stuff on TV. I was like, this is like serious shit. Like this not a show, like concert where I can mess up and nobody see it, like just people in the concert. It was like on TV. I was like, I don't know, it's on TV. It's like real people out there. It's like famous people out here and all that stuff. And they was just like, all right, well, you can either come or not. And it was like, you want 3, 2, 1. A-Rap went out, Soulja went out, and I just ran out, just grabbed the mic and I just ran out. And I was just out there on TV. And then next thing you know, my phone was going off. People were like, you're on TV, what the fuck?
And beats, like 106 is still hot.
It was hot. It was the hottest thing on BET right now. So it was just like, I was like, oh shit. And I didn't know the dance moves they were doing or nothing. I just was just out there, just
enjoying yourself. Like you said, it's now or never at this point.
Yeah.
So
it was like that the first show I went to too. Like Soulja was like, because I was just on the road, just chilling. And then he was like, you want to come on stage? And I was like, I don't know. Like that's what I'm saying. It was like all these moments were like that. It wasn't like, oh, you want to go on stage tomorrow? Oh, you be ready for this tomorrow or today? It was just like always like, oh, how you feel about this? And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it.
And you really just had to seize those opportunities.
Yeah, it's like now or never. Like if I never did, it would have been like, he ain't ready.
And this wouldn't even happen. Like this, none of this would have transpired.
Somebody else would have probably got the spot.
Wow.
What was that like for you at a younger age to be that successful? I mean, because I know there's a lot of people out there now that, SoundCloud rappers or whatever you want to call them, that have become successful. What was that like for you? Because that time was completely different to where it is now, to where anybody can become famous almost overnight. But back then it took some time to really get your name out there. So especially at a young age, what was that like for you? What were you thinking?
It was cool. Like YouTube and MySpace like played a big part in it. It was just like I just couldn't believe it was happening. Like I didn't think, like, cause think about it, I'm looking at success from two different angles. Like most people looking at like my success are like, oh, he's really on. And I'm looking at it like I ain't on because I'm looking at Soulja Boy's type.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, nah, he on. I'm just really just here, and I'm just so happen to be taking I'm just taking chances. Like it just so happened to work out. So like it was cool, but I still just felt like, man, I'm still not there. I even still feel it like to this day. Cause I'm like, man, I've done this, but I know I could be doing that, and it's just like I'm grateful, but it's just like
That's the right mentality to have, though, because I mean, if you think you've done everything already and you're not that old at all, so I mean that's kind of the mentality you want to have. So I mean, I think a lot of people need to learn from that. So I don't think people learn from that now.
Yeah, because it's like nowadays you can just drop some stuff on Instagram, you just overnight famous. It's just like, dang, he hot. Like, how did this happen? And you can also be just overnight not famous.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But back in the day, it was just like it was more controlled. I think the music industry was more controlled. So like that's how Soulja Boy like changed the industry as well, because he took the control basically. You know what I'm saying? Like now you can just put us on YouTube and just be famous or be just popular as a influencer and just be on. Like back in the day, they used to choose. They'd be like, okay, well we're gonna put this song on the radio, that song on the radio. He not gonna make it in the industry, and he definitely ain't gonna make it in the industry. It was just the fact I was just in the right places at the right time
with the right person.
Yeah,
right. Because
like I know people that's like super talented and just like they just probably would never make it because they don't ever be in the right position or the right people,
not aligned with the right people,
or they don't make the right decisions. Like,
correct.
Like, oh, you should have did that. Like you should have skipped school that day. Like I'm telling you, I missed like 20 days of high school. Like,
but it takes those risks. Like that's what it takes. It's not like super calculated. It's not something you could really predict. Like it's just
more spur of the moment.
Yeah, it's very sporadic.
Cause like I remember the night I graduated, my cousin was like, I got a cousin named Craig. He graduated from MIT, graduated from Harvard as well.
Snap.
Like he done graduated from both of these colleges.
Wow.
And he's like, he's a millionaire now. Like he's like,
right.
Wow.
Head of these big companies, whatever. But like he told me, he was like, I'll fly you to any 3 colleges you want to, no matter where they at, and then like I want you to go to college. And I was just like, nah, I think I'm gonna go on tour. I know this might not work. Nobody really ever makes it. I was like, yeah, but that was them. I'm gonna try this for myself.
Right.
Let me try it. They say, my dad was like, if it don't work out in a year, you need to try to go to college. I was like, deal. And then like, just on the cusp of a year popping up, I signed to Universal like 2009, December 2009.
Wow.
And I was in London. They said I was doing my bidding for the deal like in August, but I didn't actually sign my deal until December, and I had to sign it in like London, and I was just like through a fax machine.
Wow.
Wow. So they just faxed it over to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I met with like Interscope. I met with Steve Rifkin, like Larry Jackson. He was running J Records at the time. They offered me like $1 million, and then Universal offered me like $700. But Sylvia Rome was running it, and I only took the Universal deal $700 over J Records because first I didn't want to owe nobody $1 million. And then like if it didn't work out, and then Sylvia Rome was already just putting money into Days already because she believed in it that much. Everybody else was just like, oh yeah, we believe in you, this is and that, and that. Interscope was like, yeah, we believe in you, we just want you part of the Soulja because you're part of the Soulja Boy brand. We don't know when we're going to put your song out, but we just want you over here because you're part of the brand. We don't know what we're going to do with you yet, but like, yeah. So I would have either signed the Interscope and got shelved, and Days would have just been out and just faded away. I would have had to like, try to come up with another hit. But Sylvia Rome was like actually pushing it, like, yeah, putting money in radio. I didn't even sign a deal yet. So that's why I went with Sylvia Rome. And then Lil Wayne and Drake was there. I was like, I thought I was gonna just be on songs with Lil Wayne and Drake. Like, shit never happened. Luckily, we had went on, like before I did my deal, we had already been on tour with Lil Wayne and Drake too. So I'm just looking at like how popping their stuff is while we on tour with them. And I'm just like, man, like, yeah.
It made you feel like it was attainable.
Yeah. And then when I came into the office, like the Universal office, they had my like picture on the wall and stuff. They had all kind of stuff. I was just like, I feel at home over here. Like, I went to J Records, it was just white walls. They had Pitbull up on the wall and Mario. I was like, Pitbull and Mario. I was like, Pitbull, he's hot, but like,
it was just a different kind of thing. Yeah.
Mario's cool too, but he didn't have nothing out in a long time.
Right.
And I was just thinking, I was like, man, I said, there's nothing really going on in this office. Like, I don't want to really be here. But then Larry Jackson eventually left J Records a year after. And it was dope.
So I want to kind of take you back to something you said, which intrigued me, was that your cousin said that, or your family basically said that if this doesn't work out, you need to go ahead and go to college, or, this is not a short deal.
Yeah.
And I think that's something a lot of kids, a lot of people battle today, where it's like, do I take the safe route or do I take this risk that's ultimately going to make me happy? It's like my dream.
Yeah.
So how did you get to that decision, and how was that for you? Like, what was the pressure in that?
Oh, it was easy for me because like I was working at Best Buy at the time, right? When I first met Soulja, I was working at Best Buy. So I had a clothing line. I was working at Best Buy, and then I liked to do music on the side. And it was just like, started going on the road, still working at Best Buy now. I had changed my schedule to only work on like the weekday after I got out of school. I was like, I can't work weekends no more, and I can't close. So like, it was just like, I got in trouble at Best Buy. I think they was like, I didn't offer somebody a magazine subscription or something. You know how they offer you that magazine subscription, you got to cancel in a month or
right.
So like, I ain't offered somebody that always comes to the store the magazine subscription, and I guess they had a secret shopper behind him, and they told him that I didn't do it, and they wrote me up, and I felt like I got in trouble, like I was at school, like getting in trouble for something, and I was like, wait a minute, this is just Best Buy, like these, they can't call my mom, tell me I got wrote up and stuff. So after I felt that way, I was like, oh, I'm about to quit.
Because you wanted that freedom of your own direction.
Yeah. And then I was making like $400 every 2 weeks at Best Buy. I made like $600 in 2 days with Soulja. Like, I was getting paid $300 per show. He started me at $300 per show. And I was like, man, I got $600 for like 40 minutes worth of just having fun on stage. Like
there may be something to this rap shit.
Yeah, like I'm about to just do this, even if I gotta do stupid hype man. Like, this is better than working at Best Buy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I just did that. And it was just like just hanging around Soulja. He was like, he believed in me. And then College Park was like, yeah, JBAR might be something one day.
Right.
He's like, he really gonna be something. And I was like, it's College Park. Like, ooh, because College Park was College Park back then. It was still like,
right. College Park popping.
Yeah. So I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna have to take this chance. Like, I don't know anybody else with this same chance. And then at school, I was already just cool too, because like I was in all Soulja YouTube videos, and his YouTube was just hot. It was like popping. It was like, ain't you the kid from Soulja on YouTube? I'm like, yeah. Then I had a little song out too, and it was just like playing my stuff in the car and stuff as we was leaving school. I was like, yeah, this might really work. And then It worked.
So what's that like? Because you mentioned the Soulja Boy videos, and I know you were in like the iconic video of him addressing Ice-T.
Yeah.
And it was you and it was you and Arab. It was you and Arab in the back, and Soulja Boy was in the front addressing Ice-T. So all that hate you guys were getting from like older rappers and just people that's been in the game a long time, what was that like for y'all?
It was funny. We didn't really care, like, because he was hot. We was hot.
Right.
It was Soulja Boy, SOD Money Gang.
I'm rich, bitch.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was just
Right.
like we ain't like it wasn't like that. We didn't have no respect for Ice-T. It was just that we didn't care. It was just like you hating, like just like everybody else that's hating.
Right.
This isn't that and that. So it was like almost like we roasted them and then we like shamed them for it. It was like shame on you. We're hating on young people like this.
Yeah.
That and that.
Some 40-year-old telling some kids eat a dick.
Yeah, it was funny because like we sat like Soulja was like, man, we got to make this video. I was like, no. Ice-T, I was like, no, we gonna get in trouble. Like, so I was still thinking like, we in high school, we still basically kids. I was like, you can't be talking to grown folks like that. There's Ice-T at that. Like,
and you got the Southern mentality, like, so
you might get kicked out of the industry or something. Like, something might happen, you gonna get in trouble. So it was like, fuck it, we gonna do it. We just sat there, we just looked him up, we found out like all the information we could about him online. It was like, how old is he? Like, what's his real name? Where he from? Like, just little shit to roast him on. Then we just actually just addressed the issue. But it was funny. It was like, it was just, at the end of the day, it was just like funny games because he had to say something. Because if he didn't, it would just been like, he told you off and it doesn't happen. Like, he didn't do nothing.
Just kind of getting bumped on.
Low key, I'm glad we did do it. I was like, yeah, because you just can't let people just punk you out in this industry. Like, it's some stuff you're addressing and some stuff you just don't need to address.
Right.
That one was like okay to address. But like also, when we went to go do that Tope video, we was in LA.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I'm not thinking like Ice-T is a crip, like a big crip and a respected crip.
Right.
And that. We just thinking it's just Ice-T, the rapper, the actor on Law and Order.
Yeah.
And like, we in LA, we like, yeah, we gonna go to the mall, we gonna go do this and that and that. Our manager Mike was like, no. No, y'all hard out in these streets right now. There's people out here, y'all don't diss Ice-T, man. It ain't safe out here for y'all, man. This is that and that.
And it was real like that?
I still don't know to this day, like, cause I was young. We weren't thinking about that. We was just like, we just roasted another person on the internet. We just roasted an old nigga on the internet. So it was just like, we didn't really care. It was just like we weren't thinking about it like that. We thought Mike was just being an older person, because Mike's is like Soulja's dad's age. So it was like we thought he was just being like an older person, like just trying to
give you guys warning.
Yeah. Like that. And it was just like, you tripping, Mike.
See.
But then as I grew up, I was like, we really could. Oh, they probably would have tried something. Like he said,
because that kind of remind me of that situation with third base MC Search, and they had this what's his name, MC Hammer, and MC Hammer had paid the Rolling 60s Crips to go pull up on them at one of their music videos in LA. Yeah. And so like it really wouldn't surprise me if some wild stuff had happened, like if y'all was in LA, you know, because that man has a background like this. You know what I'm saying? So I could see why Mike was being real precautious. Like, like y'all might just want to lay low, you know?
Yeah, because it was just like we didn't care. Like, I'm not from a background where I just know all the gang like codes and whatnot and all that. So I'm really just like, maybe he just tripping. Like, I don't see the big deal. We just roasted this old actor on TV that used to be a rapper. Like, I don't even think he even in the streets. I don't think he don't got street connections. Like, but as you grow up, you be like, okay, we can talk about
this. Makes sense.
This guy, that makes sense now. Like, we
be calculated.
Yeah. But like, it worked. It turned out to be cool though. Like, cause he ended up apologizing. He was like, I wasn't wrong for that. For telling you to eat a dick. This is that and that. But then he did get his son to come talk shit. And we had to roast his son too.
Oh man,
I forgot about that.
I don't even think we roasted his son. I think we let it go. We were just like, okay, you just trying to get your son on.
Yeah.
Like,
so y'all had to go at the whole Ice family.
Yeah. Like,
Ice-T, Ice Cubes.
I don't think we roasted his son because the son, when his son started roasting, his son, this wasn't like as hard as Ice-T's. Like Ice-T, this was like, all right, Ice-T, you tripping. And like his son's, this was like, like, nah, we ain't finna give you no kind of clout, like no hype.
Yeah.
So we just let it go.
So y'all saw it, like basically y'all saw the jig.
Yeah, it was funny. Like,
So, and I think that kind of represents the gap that's between kind of younger and older acts in the industry.
Yeah.
Because you got a lot of older guys that's not trying to see anything new pop off in the industry.
Yeah.
And then you got guys like yourselves that was just like, man, I'm trying to make it, bro. I'm trying to. It's young energy. It's not for y'all. It's for my peers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think it's a different way too, like a different way you gotta view it. Like, I think people that come in the industry as an adult, like if they come in the industry, they already like 26, 27, maybe 30 years old, and they just making it in the industry. It's like they have a different perspective than like a kid like us, like just making it at like 16, 17 years old. Like, cause now when I look at kids that's making it now, like I be listening to some music, I be like, this don't make sense. I don't see how like people like this shit. But I'm not gonna hate on it because I just feel like, cause I understand like we came from that same little little gap. I'm like, I might not understand it, but like the kids like it, so it's just like, yo, like just go with it. Like I had to just get with it, like, and eventually I'll get with it.
Right.
Like,
so you're not trying to be one of them old bitter niggas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, because at the end of the day, you still just look like a hater, and it's just like, if it's working for them, it's working for them. Like this is what people want to listen to. Like, don't get mad because you old now. It's like, hey, like you need to get with it. Like either get with it or you sink or swim. Like,
and that's facts.
Like even Gucci Mane, like that's why I applaud Gucci Mane. Gucci Mane don't never hate. He just get with it. He be like, okay, that's what he folks like now. Let me embrace him instead of like
shaming him.
Yeah, you know you'll come out winning more when you embrace them versus dissing them. Because these people, like even today, like kids like Yachty, they used to listen to me. Like everybody, like people like that are hot now that I would never think listen to me. Like they listen to me. They're like, oh, I used to mess with JBAR. I used to listen to this old JBAR.
Wow.
And I'd be like, dang. Like, cause I didn't think like people like Lil Durk listen to my stuff. Somebody tagged me in like one of Lil Durk pictures. He had like a playlist that just said JBAR. I was like, dang.
Lil Durk was listening to JBAR?
Yeah, I was like, damn. I said, I didn't know Lil Durk fuck with me. That's cool.
That's dope, man.
Fuck with him. And then it was like Lil Yachty, like, I heard he would just listen to all my shit one day. Like, he was just like a fan of JBAR. I was just like, damn, that's fine. And I tweeted him one day. I was like, what up, bro? Keep killing this shit. I hear you doing your thing. He was like, JBAR, that's crazy. I was like, that's lit.
It makes sense though, cause y'all kind of got that same energy where y'all just embrace shit.
Yeah.
And y'all just keep it moving. It's all love at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's dope.
Yeah. So it's just like, oh, it was cool. Like it's not even like a thing. Like it's just you just need to just embrace it. Like
right.
Like I don't listen to all Lil Yachty music, but it's just like I fuck with some of it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Just like he probably don't fuck with all my music, but he fuck with some of them. You know what I'm saying? I just think that's just how it goes.
So you drop Days.
Mm-hmm.
That does well. It's got like here standing. It's almost at 4 million views on YouTube.
Yeah.
And it's become like a cult classic within SOD Money Gang.
Yeah.
Then you kind of take some time. I think you dropped P's and Q's and the Toke series, and you really built up a cult following with that. That was crazy to see.
Cause the funny thing is, I did. I probably dropped the snippet to Days first, and then I dropped P's and Q's like the week I signed. Remember I signed the deal, so I just signed it in London.
Yeah.
So I shot the P's and Q's video in London. I just recorded the song before we went on that tour in London, like in November, and I just shot it just randomly. And like, so P's and Q's actually came out like as a full song first, and then Days came out.
Wow.
So it was like, yeah.
So P's and Q's was kind of bubbling before Days even took off.
Yeah, so Days, no matter of fact, Days was on my mixtape. I dropped the mixtape in July. Because me and A-Rap, we got kicked off the Lil Wayne tour. A-Rap shot this paintball can in his hotel room, and like it just destroyed the whole hotel room.
Y'all got kicked off the tour?
Yeah, I got kicked off because he got kicked off.
Damn.
So like, I know you ain't do nothing, JBAR, but I can't just send A-Rap home by himself. Like, just go with him. This is that. I'll see you when I get back. It was only like maybe 3 weeks left of the tour. We've been out there a whole month.
Crazy.
Month, 2 months. And I was just like, all right, man, it's messed up, but I'll just go home, like, fuck it. And I was just at home, and I was trying to figure out what I was going to do. And I was like, I just had Days just sitting there. I was like, I'm going to drop it. I'm going to drop a mixtape. I'm going to put Days on there. If it work, it work. Don't it don't.
Right.
Luckily, it worked. Because he came off tour, it was just hot. I was like, yes. He just had all these deals, these labels just reaching out. And I was just like, ooh. And I was just like, okay, it's good thing I got kicked off tour because I would have never released it.
Really?
Because Soulja wasn't even on Days when it first came out. Soulja didn't get on Days till after I signed the deal. He didn't get on until like January, like after I already signed my major deal.
So up until that point, you had Dan on it still.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the label was like, this Dan guy. Like they say he sounded like OJ the Juice Man was hot back then. And like we always listened to the Gucci Man, OJ the Juice Man.
Right.
So Dan's flow was just like too close to OJ the Juice Man's, and it was like, he sounds too much like OJ the Juice Man. So Soulja, we need you to get on here anyways, because this gonna give it the right push.
Yeah.
So Soulja got in, he did his verse real quick. He didn't take no time to do it. He just did his verse, and then that was it. That was lit.
And the rest was history.
Yeah, the funny thing is, the crazy part is we were supposed to get Sylvia Rome was trying to push for Nicki Minaj to get on it. And
Are you kidding me?
Bro, you got to think about this. Like, we met Nicki Minaj before she was like, Nicki Minaj. Like, she was hot. Like, she was signed to Lil Wayne, but this at the time she was chilling with Gucci Mane. And then, like, she was like, yeah, we signed Nicki Minaj, she's with Wayne. This is after the tour. We know Nicki Minaj. We know her. And then just like, she was like, yeah, Nicki Minaj is like starting to sing now. And I was like, I said, I know she a rapper. Like, she rapped like a New York girl. Like, she's a New York rapper girl. I was like, I don't know if that's gonna fit on here. She was like, well, she's taking singing lessons. Like, she might sound good. I was like, nah. I just said, nah.
Nah to Nicki?
I was like, nah. Next thing you know, Nicki Minaj just blew up to the next level. I was like, no. I was like, shit.
So that's the one you wish you could have back, because every artist wish they could have one back.
I could have just got the verse done just to even just have it. It would have been good.
Yeah.
But I was just like, nah. So we gotta try to get somebody else like Wayne. Like, I wanted somebody big like Wayne.
That'd have been hot too, though.
It was just like, he ain't gonna have time to do it. He's getting ready for this album to drop. So it was just me, Soulja for a minute. Then I just did the remix on my own, like, later. But yeah.
That's crazy.
That
Nicki.
was the craziest way. I was like, I always think about it all the time. Like, man, Nicki Minaj. Who would have thought?
Right.
Because I didn't know, like, at this point, nobody knew what, like, her singing voice sounded like, but Sylvia Rone and the people that was just close to her in her camp. Like, I never heard it, so I was just thinking about that New York rap voice she be rapping with. And I was just like, this will make the song too hard. Like, this was like a love song almost.
Right.
Like, almost like, nah, like, maybe on something else.
So you drop Days, and then you actually go up to 106 and Park for yourself.
Yeah, and that was all like a shock too. Like, that was another thing. Like, it was like, we're gonna premiere it on 106 and Park. And I was like, cool. I was like, I didn't know I was gonna walk it on till like maybe like 2 days before, because we was in New York doing a press run, and Soulja was gonna have to go on 106 and Park anyways to talk about this book or something he was about to drop or something. And I was like, well, we got it to where you can walk the video on yourself, JBAR. I was like, what? So they called me and they did, like, before you do the show, like, now that the show's over, I guess tell you this, but they'll call you and they'll go over all the questions they're gonna ask you on TV. Like, they're gonna ask you this question. I'm like, is that okay? Right. I was like, yeah, okay, cool. They're gonna ask that question. They just go through a list of all the questions.
Right.
And I was like, cool, I'm ready for this. But like, when I got there, like, mind you, this is not my first time being on 106 and Park either, because Soulja Man, like, we perform on there with Soulja all the time. So it's like, I never had to talk on there. So like, I'm like, oh shit, like, I'm gonna have to actually speak. And like, the camera just gonna be facing me like the whole time. And that was the nerve-wracking part. So like, you watch the video, like, I seem like I'm kind of nervous a little bit. I'm excited, but it seemed like I'm kind of nervous, because like, they was like telling me like to say this, say that, like, make sure you say this, like that. And I was just like, man, I felt pressure to say what they wanted me to say.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, say you met Soulja like this, da 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 da, versus like they just asked me the questions, I'm just answering them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have did better off just answering the questions. But like, it was just like a lot of pressure, because I was trying to remember like the right way to say certain stuff. And I should have just been like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do it.
So you a nervous wreck at that point?
Yeah. It was like, I wasn't ready at first. I was like, like, everything just like happened. It's just like, don't do it or not. I was like, yes. Yes. Oh, yeah, I'm doing that too. Matter of fact, I did a whole other. It was like a show they had called The Rundown or something, or The Heat or something. They used to record like before 106 and Park. And I actually did that show backstage at 106 and Park in my dressing room. And it was just like, okay, that was cool. And I went outside, to the crowd, and they're just like it's like people just sitting there and they waiting for the applause to come on. So I'm not really knowing if like they applauded because like they really want to applaud or if they just doing it because they say applause.
Right.
Like, so it's just like it was cool. It ended up being cool though. It was lit.
To kind of backtrack a little bit, talking about deals and whatnot, how many labels offered you what you would consider a bad deal? You know, because we constantly hear about the horror stories in the music industry of like bad deals. You know, the 360s and.
I didn't get a bad deal from anybody really because first I was Soulja's first artist, so
Right.
like and Soulja was hot at the time, so like he turned my swag on was like just hot. It was like the biggest thing out.
Right, you caught
At
the
the time.
wave.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it was more like, okay, this Soulja's first artist. They already got the attention like in the fan base right now. Like, what can we do to offer, like, to make this good for y'all? And it was like, in the beginning, whenever anybody's offering you a deal, it's gonna sound good. It's just the fact of you handling your business and getting a lawyer to go break down the contract, because like that's what most people don't do. Like
Right.
a lot of people that get signed and fuck up deals, they get excited just from the number they hear. They're like, oh, I'm finna get $1 million. But in the contract, it'd be like, oh, but we own all this. You ain't gonna be able to do that. Like, you owe us 6 albums, or you're gonna be signing us for 10 years, and this is
Mhm.
that, and all these stipulations. But I just made sure I had a lawyer. I got my lawyer, and he just made sure it was like the best deal I could possibly get. Like, and that's what happened. Like, that's how I'm fine right now. Like other people be in their own labels, this, own labels that.
Right,
It's
because you
like,
hear about these horror stories all the time.
yeah, wondering why they not getting paid what they supposed to be getting paid. It's like it's because you just got excited. They took one of the now or never chances and they just overdid it.
Yeah.
Like this was a now or never chance, but I actually had I had like a bidding war. I had the bidding war, so just like I had time to be like, let me let my lawyer like look through this contract and we gonna make it happen. And that was it.
So it seemed like after days and P's and Q's and everything, you got the basically your Toke fan base.
Yeah. So I made Tope. Like, okay, so what happened? 2011. I made Tope in 2011, and then yeah. Okay, this is what happened. I was figuring out. I was transitioning. Like I had left Universal. Like Universal let me go. It was like they gave me a full release because they were just done with the Soulja Boy thing, and then so I got a full release. It wasn't like nothing that I did. It was just
Right.
more so a business thing with them, him and Soulja, with them and Soulja. So like I got a full release, and I was just trying to figure out like what I was gonna do next. So it was like, yeah, I was cool with Sean Kingston at the time too. So because he was cool with Soulja, like I'm just naturally just cool with everybody he's cool with. So like so Sean Kingston was like, yeah, I know you want to do pop music, because I was trying to do pop. I didn't want to do rap like Soulja. I wanted to do pop, because like all the shows all the pop shows we were doing, I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. Like all the rap stuff, like going on clubs and stuff. I was like I ain't really trying to do all that.
Mhm.
Like it's like
Come with a lot.
yeah, it's like I gotta get security. I gotta worry about if I'm beefing with this nigga or if you beefing with that guy. He gonna come to this club or whatever.
Right.
Like versus pop stuff, it was more like it was like in order with that. So I was like, yeah, cool, pop. Like and it seemed like you make more money doing all the pop stuff. It was like superstar stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So Sean was like, yeah, me and Soulja should get together and we should like do your deal together. Like SOD time is money. So like I was going to Miami all the time, messing with Sean Kingston, like recording with him, just trying to get this SOD time is money merger to happen, and then like to actually put out an album with both of them at the same time. But like 2011, Sean Kingston got in a jet ski accident.
Word.
I was there,
And that was like the life threatening, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was.
so it was me, him. He had this girl in the back of his, I had a girl in the back of mine. He took off before I could get there. I mean, before I could take off, because I was switching people off the back of my jet ski.
Yeah.
So by the time I pulled off, like, and I found him, he was like, the girl was just in the water and whatnot, like, and he was just like in the water face down. I had to
Wow.
jump in there and like actually like hold him up in the water until like somebody could actually come like get him out of the water.
So you was like a first responder with that shit.
Yeah, that was like the first. I basically saved his life. Basically, it was just like his face down in the water, his body floated up, and then his body just face down in the water. And I thought he was playing because in the pool earlier, we was doing a dead man float thing. I was like, oh, this
That's some ironic shit.
Man float. And then next thing you know, I'm just looking. I'm pulling up. I'm like, where's Sean at? She was like, I don't know. My head hurts. I was like, man. I see the jet ski just floating off. I was like, he might just be playing on this bridge or something we could take girls to. That's what we pulled up. That's why I pulled up to the same bridge that we were talking about. It would be a little cool, little chill spot. And like, I was like, Sean. He wasn't moving. I was like, he okay? And she was like, I don't know. My head just hurt. And I was like, oh, this shit is serious. So said,
fuck your head, bitch. Sean.
And then like, she holding on to the back of my jet ski at this point because she just in the water. Like it's like the ocean water in Miami. Like the bridge that connects to Star Island, like to South Beach.
Oh,
so it's just like that long bridge you cut across. Yeah, so it's like under one of them bridges. So it's like, I was like, Sean, he wasn't responding, so I jumped in the water. Like I had a life vest on, of course. He had a life vest on, so that's why he floated up. Mm-hmm. But like, I swam over to him, and then I like flipped his body over, and he just had blood and foam just coming out of his face and mouth. It was just crazy. I was like, oh shit. I said, this is real. I was like, this man might die.
Right.
So I'm like talking to him, like trying to keep him conscious, like, and like finally he just started pushing like stuff out of his mouth, and like I had the girl, like she know how to drive the jet ski, so it finally floated over to us, and like I had to hold on to the jet ski, and I told her to hold on to his vest while I got on top of the jet ski, so I can like actually just use all my weight to keep his head above water, and like we just kept floating, like I'm just talking to him, like yelling for help, just talking to him because we left our phones at the house, so I'm like just in the middle of this ocean water, just holding Sean Kingston up, just like. Just talking to him, telling him to push it. He like keep coming to, and then his eyes rolling back, and he's listening because he's hearing me. I keep telling him to push the water out, and he keep pushing the water out, pushing the foam out. He's throwing up foam, all that stuff.
Wow.
And then finally, like after 15, 20 minutes, like this family that lived on the island, I guess it was all just happened to be going to their boat, and then we flagged them down. They called the police, and the police lined up on the highway, and then maybe 3 or 4 minutes later, this Marine dude was riding on his boat with his friends, and like luckily he was a Marine, and like we told him we needed help because like I was getting weak because Sean was a big guy this time.
Right.
So like he jumped in the water, and he just held him in the water, like he held onto the jet ski, and he just held him in the water, and like 5 minutes later the ambulance came and they got him out of the water and took him to the hospital. And that was it. So like after that, like that canceled out the thing with Sean Kingston because like he had recovered for him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just there with him like for a month in the hospital. Then I helped him recover and stuff after. Then I went back to Atlanta after he was okay. And then I was just like I met this girl, and then I was like dating this girl. I was like, I'm gonna take a break from the music industry for a minute.
Real shit.
Like I was still doing it, but it was just like it wasn't as serious because I had met this girl. I was like, oh. Like I'm in love.
Like I got in love, yo.
I was like, what am I? Like now I look back, I'm like, what are you doing?
What the
like, don't do that. But like, yeah. So I came up with Tope Team then, like when I just came back to Atlanta. Like Soulja was in Atlanta too, and then just like I just came up with the Tope Team because he told me, I was like, you need to come up with your own brand. Because like we was just sitting at the house one day, and I was like Soulja rich, so he could just sit at home and do nothing all day if he wants to, but for as long as he wants to. So I was like, man, I said, we ain't doing nothing, bro. Like, he was like, what you mean we ain't doing nothing? So you can get out, do like, leave, nigga. He went upstairs, he was mad as fuck. Went upstairs, slammed the door, all that shit. And I was just like, I ain't going nowhere. So I'm gonna sit right here. I'm at his house. I'm like, I ain't going nowhere, nigga. Like, I'm right here. And then like, I guess he went upstairs and he thought about it. And he was like, JBAR, come over here. He's like, yeah, you're right. He said, you could be doing this, and that, and that. Let me tell you how to get this thing to start. He was like, you need to start doing more vlogs. Like that's what I was doing, making vlogs.
Yep.
And then he was like, you need to come up with your own little thing. Like how I got SOB Money Gang, you need to come up with your own little brand, like another brand.
Right.
And I was like, cool. I'm just taking notes. I'm like, bet. Went back to my girl house, and I was just thinking like how to get all this shit done. And like her and her friend like came up with like, oh, you like to smoke? Like you should do something like Tope or something. I was like, oh, I said like the Tope Team. She was like, they're like, yeah, Tope Team. So then they made like these little jars, and then it just said Tope. We just put the weed in it and shit. And then it just took off from there. Like I got shirts made, and I just came up with like, I made a mixtape called Tope Volume 1. And that's how it started, 2011. I just kept going with it. Like other people, like all my friends, like that wanted to do music too. I just was like, hey, just be part of the Tope Team. We can just make this happen. Like basically, cause that's basically I basically did everything Soulja did, but like it just ain't do exactly what he did. You know what I'm saying? Not yet, at least.
Right.
So it's just like just coming up with your own brand and just sticking with it.
So where do you see your place in the industry right now? Like, how do you view yourself?
That's a good question. I don't know. Like I don't know. Like when I see like other artists like that's hot now, like younger artists, I'm like, oh, maybe I'm just like I don't want to say I'm a veteran or nothing, but it's just like I just know I got more experience in like.
You're a veteran,
like,
sir. You've been doing this 10 years.
I was like, man, I don't know, cause Soulja even say he'd be like, man, JBAR, like he'll be bringing like new artists and stuff over to the house that's hot now. He'd be like, yeah, JBAR, like these kids, they look up to us. This is an internet, and I wasn't looking at it like that. I'm just looking like these kids is hot. Like they ain't looking up to nothing.
Right.
Back in the day, we wasn't looking up to nothing, but just like we might look up to like Michael Jackson or something like that. But it was just like T.I. or somebody. It was just like, but we was still just like hotter than everybody at one time. So it wasn't like we was trying to look up to nobody. But it was like, yeah, they look up. They grew up on us. This is that now. They look up to us. And I was like, man. And they really, after I started looking at them like that, like I started actually seeing that that's how it really was. I was like, oh, this is cool. So, yeah.
Does that thought humble you that people look up to you? Because I know there's a lot of people that feel like they should be looked up to.
Yeah.
But I mean, does that?
Yeah, it does. Cause one thing I just don't feel like I really did shit. Like, cause I just experienced like the music industry on a whole different level. Like just seeing it a different way. Like, cause back in the day, then the music industry was different back in the day too. So I'm just looking at Soulja doing all this superstar stuff. Like we doing TV all the time. We like doing all these big old shows and just making money just like easily, like it's nothing. And it's just like, man, I say it's like I got a little bit there, but it's just not. It wasn't like number one. Like I never had no number one song.
Right.
So I've seen Soulja have more than like one number one. Then I was just hanging out with other people that just had number ones. Like we just hung around with superstars all the time.
Right.
So like my vision of like making it is like totally different. It's just like
oh, you just feel like you got more to accomplish in the game.
Yeah. So like oh, JBAR, you made it, dog. I was like, that's cool. It could have been like this, but
and the crazy thing about all that is you've been in the game 10 years. You're still not even 30 yet.
Yeah.
So you got a ways to go, man.
Yeah. So it's just like I'm grateful. It's just I still just work. I'm just still working toward like that goal, I guess.
And I feel that. So right now, you drop a whole bunch of songs. I feel like you drop 100 a day.
Yeah.
It seemed like, but you got one of my favorite ones. You dropped is Goody.
Yeah, thank you.
That one is dope as fuck to me. The energy is dope. You on a feature of Janine the Machine.
Yeah.
And that's called Classy, and that appeared on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, which was a dope moment.
Yeah. I was like, man, that's dope. I was just talking to her about that yesterday. I was like, yeah, I like, it's like a different perspective from like when you like outside looking in, like when you in the industry and you do like you get a song on Love and Hip Hop, it's like, oh, that's cool. Like I'm on Love and Hip Hop, my song on there, and then your fans like overhyping it to like, oh man, you like you doing this and doing that. I'm like, man, like that's gonna be on today. Y'all gonna forget about it tomorrow. Like I gotta come up with something bigger than that now.
Right.
Like that's what it is. That's what the industry is. It's like you always gotta almost one up whatever you do.
What have you done for me lately?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's just like,
is that stressful? Is that stressful to you?
Yeah, it's really stressful. It's like if the song ain't gonna be bigger than Days, then like people be like, oh, that song hard, but Days still much of it. It's like, oh, it ain't Days, but that song hard. You gotta come up with another Days, and you be like,
so how do you get past that? Because one of my favorite artists is Wale, and they always say we want the old Wale. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how do you defeat? How do you beat that?
That's one of the worst things. Like that's one of the hardest things you say to an artist like that. It's like, oh man, it's cool. This new stuff is cool, but it ain't your old shit. You'd be like, if I just kept making my old shit, you'd be like, I need some new shit.
Right.
When I make some new shit, you want my old shit.
Like I can't win for losing.
Yeah, it's like a double-edged sword. Just like, but Drake, I don't know. Drake is just killing it. I don't know. He does old and new. That's the thing. You gotta just
one of my theories about Drake is because I have this theory about artists, and it's like the mentor theory.
Yeah.
Because you got Big Sean coming in with Kanye. Mm-hmm. You got Drake coming in with Wayne, Nicki coming in with Wayne, Cole coming in with Jay-Z. Mm-hmm. And so like guys like Drake, when you come in with Wayne, you're gonna have that ultimate success, like that big success.
Yeah.
When you like somebody like Wale, you only gonna be as big as your mentor or something like that. So it's like Ross, Ross cold as fuck.
Yeah.
But people hate on Ross a lot too, so you kind of gonna get that too.
Exactly. I get to say hate, like people like, oh, that's the SOD shit, or that's the Soulja Boy guy, and they be like, like we don't even make the same kind of music, but I still get the backlash from it, or like, if anything, like if he do anything, like it's almost like, oh, that's what they be doing over there. It's not that's what he be doing. It's what they be doing.
Wow.
Guilty by association.
Yeah, that's what it is. So like, if he acting a fool on the internet, I'm just at home like this is not gonna be good.
Oh shit!
Here we go again.
I gotta kind of like sometimes I had to like distance myself. I didn't be like, all right, let me just push Tope hard so they be I'm not on the crazy shit that he talking about right now.
Right.
And then it'd be like, okay, like he done chilled out. Let me just ease back over. And it'd be like, it's not that I'm just like switching sides, out of sides or nothing like that. It's just the fact that
you your own entity.
Yeah,
you got to
preservation. Everything that one of your friends doing.
Yeah.
Like that's one of my best friends. It's just like everything he do, I don't agree with.
Right.
Everything I do, he don't agree with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like one of those things. It just, but as like from a fan's perspective, it's like when he do something, y'all doing something, and it's like, and they really think that I'm just there with him every single day, right there making those same decisions with him. When really, I might see him like once a month or once every 3 to 4 months. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays. But like they thinking about like before, like we used to live together, so I was there every day. Like
back when y'all was kids.
Yeah, like so the decisions he was making basically had our input in on it, and if he just decide to do what he wanted to do, we was all there too, just taking it in. Like okay, so we got this iced tea, like we all here. Okay, let's do this. But it all came out to be good because they did the little Boondocks episode about it, like, and they didn't even we didn't even know that was gonna happen, like. We didn't even know it was even like a thing on Boondocks. We just kept getting all these tweets. Y'all on the Boondocks. Y'all on the Boondocks. We was like, what? And we went to go look at it. It was really us.
Which is
like,
crazy.
I was like, dang.
So, and I don't know, I may be mistaken by this, but it seemed like SOD kind of caught like a breath of fresh air when he went on the Breakfast Club and just went viral for like a whole couple weeks, couple months or whatever. And it just seemed like that drew some attention back to SOD.
Yeah, it did, because he had the hottest interview. Like 6ix9ine had a big interview, and then Soulja came with his interview. It was just like, you right. Like he was spitting a lot of facts, so it was just like, man, y'all need to give him his props. Like he does do all that stuff. Like it's funny, and just that like he's just not the type of person that's just gonna like keep bringing it up in people's face. But he just felt like he needed to get his recognition for it at that point in time. And he did it. It was like timing is everything. Like people have told that same story just randomly in a regular interview, it wouldn't have meant shit. It would just be like, oh, you bragging. But it's more like it was like the perfect timing. You know what I'm saying?
You get on the hottest show, the hottest, and
it wasn't even like he had a hit single out or nothing. He just it was like it wasn't like no song on the radio that just brought him to the radio station. He just did the interview. He was pushing a single that he wanted to get hot, like to #1. But it wasn't like Crank Dad or nothing. Like it was Crank Dad was coming up here doing this interview, and this is and that. Of course, he's Soulja Boy because he's Soulja Boy, and it's just like he's famous. But it's like, yo, if he had like a hit single and he just went and did the interview, they would have been more focused on the single. He wouldn't have really had to.
I know the single he was promoting
like hit my mind.
It was cool, but at the same time, I think if he actually made a song like that people could kind of gravitate, because he basically made like a trap record.
Yeah.
And
I don't know if you really understand, but he's a pop star. He's not like no trapper rapper.
Yeah. So I'm not trying to hear Soulja Boy shoot guns.
Yeah, when he do all this trap rap shit, like it's cool for like mixtapes.
Right.
When you trying to make some like that Crank That Money or
he has hits.
Money, he got hits. He can make hits.
Yeah.
He just decides to make trap music, and I just be like, man, I be thinking to myself like, yo, you should really just do pop shit, like do all this shit for fun, like for your mixtape, for your fans and shit. But for people that's actually gonna buy your shit, you need like another Kiss to the Phone, go and
exactly.
Like Crank That is Crank That. Like you don't even really need to make another Crank That.
Right.
Like, but you need to like get something for the women or something, like do something like that's gonna actually get the girls or something like that. Like they like the gangster rap shit too, but they need something that's like Kiss Through the Phone.
A bop.
Kisses. Like those are your some of your biggest songs.
Right.
Don't was one of your biggest songs too. Just like blowing me kisses and kissing through the phone and turn my swag on. Them shits was like just crazy.
Way out there. Yeah.
So yeah.
So as we talk about his impact and what he's done, one of the things I told you was I feel like you have an impact. You know, you was one of the first artists of your era to really infuse rap with melodies, and like we wasn't really hearing that. Like you said, Wayne was hard at the time, Kanye, T.I., and all these guys, but they weren't really trying to carry melodies like that.
Yeah.
So, you know, I feel like you have an impact in that regards. How do you feel about that?
See, I feel like I got an impact, like, cause I've just been told it so many times. Like people be like, yeah, bro, like Lil Uzi, I was telling them, like he used to listen to your shit, I put Lil Uzi on you, this and that, or just anybody. They be like, oh, you started this melody shit. I be like, man, really? I be like, oh, I used to just listen to a lot of 90s music. I listen to 90s music still to this day. Like Kilo Ali was my favorite artist. Like I listen to like a lot of Outkast. Just like and a lot of R&B. So it was like even before Drake started doing his rap and singing shit, like even like I can tell you right now, I was in like 7th, maybe 8th grade. And I was like, man, I want to be the first artist that do singing and rapping. Because back in the day in the music industry, you could only really do one. Either you gonna be a singer or you gonna be a rapper. It ain't no I'm finna do both.
Right.
And then it just happened when Drake just came out. He probably even come out first. He just had like a bigger push than I did first. So like it was just like a learning experience. Like most stuff like that I learned from my first deal, it was just like, man, when I went into my first deal, I felt like I knew a lot when really I just knew some. It was just like, oh, I felt like I knew a lot because I was looking at all Soulja mistakes. I was in all the meetings Soulja was going to, like just looking at all the mistakes he was like correcting and stuff. I was like, oh, I'm ready. And then I like got my deal and I was like, oh, I'm thinking like this is how stuff works. And I was like, oh well, why isn't my stuff doing this and that? And I was like, oh, I could have put my own money into getting my own marketing person, or I could have put my own money into radio, or I could have did this and that when I saw they wasn't stepping up to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because when I signed my deal, it was like around the time when labels was firing everybody. Like they had like a whole bunch of downsizing their labels. So when I had my deal, I didn't have no marketing dude.
Wow.
Like so Days was marketed solely off of YouTube on Soulja page and my tweets and being on MTV and BET. Other than that, it wasn't like nobody out there marketing and doing no marketing strategies and whatnot. And I didn't know I could hire a publicist on my own. I thought that was just stuff labels did for you. Because that's what the labels was doing for Soulja. Because he's a superstar.
Right.
I'm not thinking like that. I'm like, this is just what labels supposed to do.
So in a way, I mean, that song was kind of ahead of its time. Because it promoted itself.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
That's what a lot of people say. They say, man, they need to re-release it. But I'd be like, I don't want to like, I don't know if that's really the thing to do. Like, I don't want it to seem like I'm just holding on to this one song forever. Like, oh, you gonna try to re-release Days? This is your only shit. You need to make some new shit.
I feel it. I feel that though.
Like, I don't mind re-releasing Days. Like, I feel like they didn't really do what it was supposed to do. Like, or it didn't go where it was supposed to go. Because like, the budget didn't get used like it was supposed to get used. You know what I'm saying? Because like the label was saying, yo, this is going to be a top 10 song in the world. Like I was like, cool. So I was like, I'm just waiting for it to happen any day. I was like,
so if they marketed the way you guys were pushing it would have been up there.
Yeah, because think about it. Like when I did Days, like at the time, the Interscope wasn't really like pushing Soulja shit at the time. Like they was on like a little break. They was trying to figure out what they were going to do with him. Mm-hmm. That's why I didn't go with Interscope as well, because they didn't even know what they was going to do with Soulja next. So as soon as I did Days, Soulja got his cut, and then like he had a little buzz from that, and then he dropped Pretty Boy Swag at the same time. And it was just like, he was like, well, can't promote Days no more. I'm promoting Pretty Boy Swag. I was like, shit. And then like I had a song with Waka Flocka and the Runners. Wow. DJ Khaled was there. I was like, this is what DJ Khaled was like doing. He was DJ Khaled still, but he wasn't DJ Khaled like today. Like he just
right.
Like, DJ Khaled. But like he came in, so he was like, oh, this is it. So I was about to do like another single called The Grind Song. I got something called Grind with Waka Flocka. And like I was supposed to go on tour with him, and like one day he was just like, you can't come on tour, because he was promoting his shit. and I guess he only wanted to promote his shit.
Wow.
And then that's when I really like, I was like, oh man, we fell out for a little bit because I was mad about that shit. Like I don't even know if he knew that we fell out, but I was not fucking with him.
You and Walker.
I was not fucking with Soulja at that time. I was like, nigga, on the day I'm supposed to go on promo, so you tell me I can't go? I'm like, bet. So I ain't no room on the bus. And then it was hell room on the bus. He just promoted his own shit. Like it wasn't like I had to go everywhere he was going. The label was just like, just ride the tour bus with him to all your cities, and we're gonna pay for your hotel, we're gonna pay for your transportation. We got your own radio interview set up. Like I was doing top 40 radio. He might have been doing urban at the time, and like my song was just hot. It was definitely.
And this is with you and Walker, or you and Soulja?
Me and Walker. Like no, Soulja. I was supposed to go to a Soulja, and I was promoting the song with me and Walker.
Okay.
So Pretty Boy Swag had already did his course, and then he was promoting Speakers Going Hammer.
Bammer, bammer, bammer.
Yeah. So I don't know if Soulja told him. Like I don't know if it was a thing between Soulja not wanting me to go, or if Interscope was like, nah, JBAR can't come. Because when I didn't sign to Interscope, they took a long time to clear Soulja to let Days come out. They was just doing everything they could do to stall Days. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, man, that's what it seemed like at least. But like I was like, man, what in the world's going on here? And then I just couldn't go on tour either. I was just mad at him specifically. So he could have got a word from Interscope like, don't bring JBAR on that tour to promote the other thing. Because it was like already a conflict of interest. Like, because I'm signed to Universal, he signed to Interscope. So I was like, man, I'm not fucking with nobody.
So is you bringing that up? So like industry politics is actually real.
Oh yeah, it's real.
And does it get as dirty as they say it is?
Yeah, it's real. Like I be watching stuff on like Empire, be like, oh, that's funny. Like that ain't real. It don't really go like that. Or I'd be like, oh.
So it's like an exaggerated version of what it's really like in the music industry.
Yeah, to an extent. It's like, yo, like I ain't gonna say people be out here murdering people to make these deals happen and whatnot. I mean, it could be happening. Like I haven't encountered it.
Right.
But I'm sure if they got it on this TV show, like it's either they exaggerating it to make it good for TV or it actually really happens. But like, I don't know.
What would be like a percentage of what would be exaggerated and what's more down the line? Like what would be your guess of the percentage of what they got right?
Like 60-70% is like exaggerated. Like 30% is like, oh, okay, so this is how the industry really works.
Gotcha.
So like, if people not coming into the label and just singing their hearts out anymore, like, and they getting a deal, like that's more the 90s, early 2000s way. Now it's more like, oh, let's check your Instagram. How many Instagram followers you got? Oh, you got about 10,000 likes. Oh, we might can make you famous. Like, you did all the work. Like, let's give you a song. Like,
so as a veteran artist, is that like cheap to you?
Is that cheating? Because it's like what? It's like just because I don't have 100,000 followers, I can get no record deal now, or because like I don't got this many likes or this many views on a video. You know what I'm saying? Because I did days like I didn't have like 100,000 views on YouTube. I didn't have like on that one day song. Like I might have had like a lot of views, like overall, but like it wasn't just based off of like, oh, this song is hot because it got 100,000, maybe 1 million views. We're gonna give you a record deal. It was based off like I was part of a brand already. Like people already knew me. Like I had a song that could be something for real, and people already liked the song. It was just like all it took was like the extra push, like the budget. Nowadays it's just like they want you already hot. They want you already be the celebrity. Like they want you to already have the influence or whatever.
It kind of sounds like the label just wants you to do all the legwork, and then they kind of reap the reward for it.
Got the lazy. When I told you they was firing everybody back in the day, that's what made them more lazy. I feel like because back in the day, used to be people like they used to build superstars back in the day.
Right.
So it's like, oh, you could be like anybody, like somebody on the street. They'd be like, okay, cool, you can sing though. Like I can get you the right song, and I can make you a superstar, and you can sign a deal and become a superstar. Nowadays, it's just like, oh, you popular already. Like, let's throw you a little money, and then you bring us half of your money, or mostly all of it. It's like, it ain't about talent no more. It's just like, as long as you popular on Instagram. That's why you see all these influencers, and you be like, but this is a comedian. Why does he have a song? Or she just does modeling. Like, what is she doing singing and rapping? Like, one person is like, what's that girl name? That Will I Am. What's her name? She was like, she had a little beef with Soulja and Lil Yachty. India Love. Like, what is India Love doing rapping? Like, this girl can't rap for shit. Like, she sounds like, I'll tell you, Will I Am writes her shit, and she just goes in the studio and re-sings it, and they just feel like, just because she looks good, she has a little following on Instagram and Twitter a little bit maybe, and that people just like looking at her that they gonna buy her music. Like, they just think that her fans just gonna buy it. They might just buy it just because she has fans that like looking at her, and they think buying her music will make her like her, make them like her. But other than that, she's not no talented artist. Like, she's not really an artist. Like, if anything, he should have signed her and got her like a modeling contract, or maybe try to get her into acting if she can even act. But it's just like the industry is oversaturated now with people like influencers that don't even really have a passion for music. They just got a following, and they just feel like, oh, I can make some money off of out of a song.
And that's a slap in the face to an artist, like an artist really, like really caring about the craft.
For sure, it is. So it's like, man, all right. It makes you not even want to even do it no more. It's like, I need to find something else to do. Like, this ain't it.
So what you saying that, like, what can an artist do, such as yourself or somebody that's up and coming, to kind of, I don't know, I guess be a mainstay? Like, you've been around 10 years.
See,
you're not, you know, we already established that you haven't been the biggest artist. You had some high moments.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's not like everybody can't be Drake. Everybody can't be Wayne. So what do you do in the meantime and in between time to kind of keep income coming and just stay the course and stay?
Just gotta do you and focus your fans and try to branch out and do other things. Like, that's why, like, a person that really came back from like being in the old industry and like flourishing in the new industry is Plies. Think about it. Plies was just an artist. He wasn't doing no funny shit. You didn't know Plies was even funny back in the day. You just thought he made some fire ass music. He was nasty on his songs, and that was it. It was hard. Right. He was a good artist. But now it's more like he flourished again because he had to do all these. He was doing these funny videos on Instagram, talking shit, and just being funny, being a comedian. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then like he'll put a song out, and it'll be like, oh, okay, this is cool. And it's like, that's what you basically got to do now. You almost got to do everything. Like, you got to almost try to make yourself a comedian, or embarrass yourself really bad, or get in some fight, or go to jail.
Figure out a way to go viral, huh?
Yeah, it's like going viral. You can't just go viral off of having a good song no more. It's just like, oh, so you got a good song, but when you going to do something stupid so it can make you famous? Or when you going to do some funny shit, or when you gonna make some memes or something. Right. And it's like not complaining about working, but it's just like, it just don't seem like the right kind of work. It's like, it feel like you selling out. It feel like selling out to me almost. Like, you gotta, like, basically, like, I don't want to say Soulja sold out, but it's almost like Soulja had to do that same thing. Like, he had to do all that. He had to go at Tiger, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, once he wasn't really doing it to like be funny. He was really like, just like, he felt like he had the biggest comeback, but people thought it was funny, and they made it to a meme.
So like, he really felt that way.
Yeah, and then people made it to a meme, and then he was like, okay, I can turn this, I can flip this into getting hot again. Yeah. So because people was just posting it anyway. It was like free promotion. You know what I'm saying? Right. So like, he just took the free promotion and used it to his advantage. Went to the Breakfast Club, did the interview. Like, all that stemmed from that Tiger video. Like, if it wasn't for him going live and being like, Tiger, like, doing the biggest comeback shit, the interview probably would have never happened.
Word.
Like, we did, because the funny shit is, like, before the interview, before the Tiger thing, we did Wildin' Out. Like, we was on Wildin' Out. Mm-hmm. And, like, that was filmed in November. And then the Tiger thing happened, like, December, January. And it's just, like, it wasn't nothing, like, really going on. It was like, all right, we did Wildin' Out. Your song hit my line. Like, okay, cool. People, like, kind of fucking with it. The song, I liked the song. It was cool. It was, like, it was better than, it was, like, one of the hardest songs we put out in a minute. And I was like, cool. Dope. And then he did the Tiger shit and just took it to the next level. It was like, okay. And he did the Drake shit at the interview. He just rode the wave, basically. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, it wasn't like his music that's made him hot. It was just
the antics.
The antics that made him hot. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, almost, you gotta do some crazy antics, or be doing a whole bunch of memes, or just fuck up your life or get embarrassed or do something crazy.
So do you think that's why somebody like Kodak does what he does? Do you think that stems from that?
No, I think Kodak just be doing what he just want to do, just because he just a hood guy, and it just people just like seeing people do stuff that they ain't finna do or say. That's another thing. Like, and then to think about it, like, I ain't even say it was like that back in the day too, but like it kind of was like that back in the day. Because if you think about it, before Soulja Boy was like hot, they was like like people watched them because they looked like little badass kids that was just running around cussing and just doing crazy shit, like riding the airport trolleys and shit, like, and just doing all this other crazy shit. And it was just like they were just making funny videos, but they also was making music too, and it was just different. But like that's stemming from Soulja alone though. Like wasn't nobody else really doing that either. So you could say he started that because you think about it, like that's what people doing now. They just making like all these little funny videos, and they getting hot, and they just put out a little song after. So the difference between that, Soulja actually had a hit. Like this was really a hit, and he just had a real big fan base before. Like he was just off his music because his music was just different. It was like a kid rapping, and he had his own website. It was different. It was cool. I was like, oh, he got a website. Like I ain't know no teenagers and no kids in high school or nothing with a website.
Right.
Like with like a full website.
Right.
So yeah.
So,
like as a veteran artist in the game, I'm assume that you've been to like different conventions. So like A3C or Coast to Coast. Would you feel those are imperative for younger upcoming artists to go to, or?
I mean, if you want to go meet other artists, yeah, I mean, you can go meet other artists. But if you want to go perform, you think you're gonna go get a record deal at A3C, it's almost like performing at an open mic. Like I wouldn't encourage no artist to go perform at an open mic thinking they finna get a record deal. Just think about it. Everybody, you gotta pay to get into the open mic. First off, you gotta pay to perform or whatever most of the time. Basically, it's just a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of artists watching other artists performing, and it's just like you're not gaining no new fans. You might gain another artist that might become your fan, but at that same time, that's your competition. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like they finna go out and promote your music. You know what I'm saying? So like performing at a show like for Sisters Only, like that convention, or like a Rolling Loud, or just any of those concerts, like a concert where fans actually paying to come see you, like you'll gain fans doing that.
Right, during festivals.
Yeah, but doing these open mics and stuff and like A3C festivals, like you might want to showcase your stuff to some industry people, let them know like this is what I got going on, but it's not like gonna solely get you no record deal. You know what I'm saying? Or get you put on.
So with that being said, do you feel like it's like a business for hopeful artists? It's like a business to exploit them, pretty much?
I wouldn't even say it's exploiting them, but it's good practice, I guess. Like, oh, we can put you on a stage in front of people. You gotta get used to performing in front of people anyway, so this would be good practice. Like, that's how I look at it. Like, I learned, I didn't even have that perspective at first. I used to think, like, it might work. And then I did go to an A3C convention once, and, like, Waka Flocka's mom, his dad, was talking. Like, she was like, yeah, like, to be honest, like, these open mics, you just really performing in front of other artists. Like, I'm not even going to sit here. I'm not downing anybody that puts on open mics or anything. I'm not trying to mess up your business or your money, but it's not like you're going to gain no fans. You're just performing in front of other hungry artists that's just as hungry as you, that don't even want to really see you win. You know what I'm saying? They trying to win.
Right.
So it's like you performing in front of people just like you. It ain't like you performing in front of fans or people that's trying to hear new music and find something new to listen to or find a new artist. It's just people like got paid to sit there and do the judge. Like they really just there because they getting paid. And it's like maybe if you are like just that talented, somebody might be like, oh, let me help you out then. But that's rare. It's just might as well be performing in the middle of the street. You might gain more fans doing that.
So who does JBAR fuck with in the industry? Like who's somebody you listen to? You like, man, that's hot. I'll fuck with that. I can listen to that.
I don't know. I just listen to myself. Like
real shit.
Like I just been listening to all my own shit because like I don't nobody feel like, oh, that sound like my shit, or oh, this is that. But I like right now I be bumping like Meg Thee Stallion, that
Meg Thee Stallion
big old
go hard.
Freak song. Hard.
Yeah, that's
Of
hard.
course, I listen to Drake, and Travis Scott, Cool, Amigos, just like the normal people. Like I try to stay away from listening to anybody that's too close to what I do. So I might listen to R&B, like, or 90s music. But like other than that, it's just like.
So me and Rowdy Ray was having a debate about which region runs rap.
Yeah.
And of course, you know what I'm saying, I said South. I said the South runs rap.
Of course.
He said the West Coast because they have the projects that come out the West Coast are largely better. As far as like classics, like you have the K-Dots, the
Dre's,
Schoolboy Q,
yeah, it's still the South, Atlanta, and anything down south is just it.
Why you say that?
Because that's where they gotta go to get it. So they might go all the way to Atlanta just to get that, to take it back to the West Coast. Like Atlanta is like basically a music hub. It's like where people go to get that hit, and then they might make the rest of the album back home, but their hit might be made in Atlanta most likely, or it's from an Atlanta producer or Atlanta writer or with an Atlanta artist. Like that's just where it's at right now. At a point in time, like maybe back when I came out with Days, like the hot region then was like Texas. Like everything that came out of Texas was going.
Texas
like the road, Stanky Leg, like everybody was going from Texas. I was like, why am I not from Texas? Like I'm from Texas right now. Like matter of fact, if you look at the Days remix, like it's nothing but Texas artists on it.
Word.
Like Chamillionaire, DeRoe, Lil Twist, who else? It was like another Texas artist. I put Roscoe Dash on there too. And it was just like mostly Texas artists. I was like, this might as well be the Texas remix. So you can go platinum alone in Texas. If you get enough fans in Texas. Like,
Word. I mean, you see how Yellow Beezy.
Yeah.
How he working out.
Yeah. So.
I mean, they say everything bigger in Texas, so.
Yeah, it's a big state.
Huge.
So what's next for JBAR? What projects can we look from or look towards from JBAR?
I got two projects. I got the Tope House EP, which is more like a rap melodic EP.
Turn up.
Yeah, and then it's like I got an R&B EP, R&B like pop type EP. It's like called Ring. It's like I want to say it's an 8 or 9 song EP.
Okay.
It's like I guess more relatable than Tope House. Like Tope House is like college party fun, like turn up for the summer type shit. But Ring, I feel like it'll be like some stuff you just play wherever.
And we gonna need both of them.
Yeah.
We gonna need both of them. So make sure you drop. We looking forward to that, man.
For sure.
Well, look, this has been a dope ass interview full of exclusives from my man JBAR.
Yeah.
I think I can speak for Rowdy Ray and EDJ when we say, man, we appreciate you coming on the show.
Sir.
And we hope to do it again.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This was fun.
Oh yeah, no problem. Bro.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, this was great.
Yes, sir.
So with that being said, Stroke Bank signing out.
Yes, sir.